Wow. Nice. Nice. Wow. Jeez. Yo, yo. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome everybody, this is Wednesday Warzone. It's been a long while since we last had a Wednesday Warzone, and this is Paolo from the Garrison Archangel team. And the last time we had a Wednesday Warzone was May 2019, the third week. And that was due to a string of unfortunate holidays being set up on the Wednesdays of multiple weeks, and certain Wednesdays also had actual technical problems. If you remember from last Wednesday Warzone, there was construction happening next door. Thankfully, now there's not a lot of construction, but someone noted that the aircon is pretty loud, and that's actually coming from next door too. Oh well, that's what happens. It's our new office, by the way. We're sharing space. But yes, welcome to Wednesday Warzone. This is really, there's a lot that has happened since we last had a Wednesday Warzone. I can see that the stream's a bit choppy. I'm checking that out. Um, right now, is the frame dropping on the? Okay, it's okay. Sometimes it's not it. The frame rate of the stream is bad, but sometimes it's good. I'm not sure why. I'll try. Nah, okay. I hope you guys are okay. The frame drop isn't too bad on your end. Anyway, back to Wednesday Warzone. First things first. This is the new public build. Actually, this is a newer build than the public build. We did some adjustments. And as you all know, if you're on the public build of Garrison Archangel, if you just bought the game because of the Steam sale, we have something new called the campaign, the missions mode, which is a setup for the Baja Secunda campaign. In the missions mode, you get to do uh, procedurally generated missions for the different factions, and you gain prestige and rewards, but you also make enemies with a specific faction. For example, if I choose to join this Yoshikawa mission, Apparently, I'm gonna piss off the Piedrana separatists if I help them, but I do want to. Uh, I do want to be friends with Yoshikawa since I like their weebu items. So, if I want to do that, I just have to keep doing missions for Yoshikawa. So, that's the basic gist of the missions mode. Basically, you're doing missions for the different factions, and you're trying to you're trying to like make your own way in the war zone of Baja Secunda, and because of that, oh, okay, I'll just use this then. Because of that, your playthroughs, if you decide to help different people, will not be the same. Especially with the procedurally generated missions, sometimes you'll make enemies with Eagle. If you help Yoshikawa in one run, you'll be fighting Piedrana separatists, but in the next run, you could be fighting Shenji. So it really gives you your own experience. And that's the kind of like single player replayable, the replayability we're going for with what just happened? Oh, my mouse went off screen. Jeez, okay. What the heck? What? Okay, strange. Okay. I'm not sure what happened. I think there's something to do with the window mode of the game. I'll be playing with a controller later on. Right now I'm using mouse and keyboard because I had to set up stuff. But anyway, that is the replayability of the campaign mode, which is different missions, randomly generated, different factions, the chance to make different enemies and different friends with a new playthrough. And we also suggest you play campaign mode repeatedly, because if you unlock items in campaign mode, you get to keep them in the actual you get to keep them in your actual garage. So helping the different factions unlocks different weapons and body parts. There are body parts in missions mode that you can't get with the cheats we used to give out. These upgrades are usually from like they're level 2 versions of the base weapons and equipment. For example, I have a Lynx body. So if you go to the shop, you can upgrade the Lynx. But I can't yet. I'm not yet friends with Stalwalder. Anyway, but at level 4, at level 5, you'll get to see a different kind of Lynx. It's a Lynx 2. Right now, my ally is the Imperial Legion, which gives me a bonus to all working with all the other factions, all the Imperial citizen factions. But I have a kill order from the Piedrana separatists. They don't like me very much. You also receive receive different messages from the different factions depending on how you're prestigious with them, and it also gives you a bit of a background story to the ongoings of the Baja Secunda conflict. So I'm not sure if I can show it here because it's still turned 21 and I don't want to show off cheats. But we did add a like hard cap to the campaign mode for everyone who has played the campaign mode before. I'll just say that we have something called cutscenes in the codex mode because there are 2 endings in the game you can currently get for just playing the campaign mode. On turn 50, something will happen and you have to play a certain mission, and the outcome of that mission determines the ending of the game. So, what is this? Oh no, it isn't. Okay, I was just fixing something on the stream. I was hoping it was something that I can fix. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so that's the basic missions mode for everyone. If you haven't played the game yet, it's available on the base version of Garrison Archangel. You don't need to opt in to any experimental branch or like the preview branch, you can just play the missions mode with a base version of Garrison Archangel. So yeah, I hope you guys buy Garrison Archangel and try it out, especially since it's on sale right now on the Steam for the summer Steam sale until July 9. So it's 20% off. It's a excellent chance for you to get into Garrison Archangel and then try the new single player mode and just start unlocking different parts, playing with the different factions, making your own rivals. Because in the game there are enemies called ghosts, and the ghosts are basically as powerful as you because you're a ghost. The ghost is like a specialized mercenary. Uh, so some ghosts you can encounter would be like this guy, like Stinger. And that's how I'll transition to our next subject. So I've talked enough about the campaign. The next subject we'll have is we'd like to congratulate everyone who won the Fashion Fight 2019. I actually have all the top 10 winners, the top 10 finalists on this account, on this particular account of Garrison Archangel. So if you want, we'll show them to you again. If you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, we have posted the different like winners and finalists. We have like an entire gallery of them. So I suggest you guys also follow us on Twitter, like our page on Facebook, because we actually put stuff like this, community contests, where players can submit stuff to put into our game. So these are the winners of Fashion Fight 2019. First, we have Scarab Guard, who won the grand prize for the high fashion category, meaning no limits. You're free to use whatever equipment you like, and I can see why people like it. It's just so simple, elegant. Shoulder cape. The missiles look nice. The color scheme really evokes the desert, Egyptian imagery, scarabs. It's pretty interesting because one of our previous winner in Fashion Fight 2018 was someone called Anubis, who basically looked like the Egyptian god Anubis, complete with the black-red color scheme. Anubis is actually in the character roster right now, and Scarab Guard will soon be added to the character roster as soon as the winner gets because the winner of Fashion Fight 2019 gets to design a part or a weapon that he then adds to the that we will then add to their build to replace one of the parts. For example, if you wanted the axe to look like a really cool Egyptian axe, we will make a new design and then replace this axe with that axe, and then that new axe will become a new unlockable for the game. Like it'll be a new unlockable faction prestige item. After Scarab Guard, the second place winner for high fashion is Stinger. The second place winners won't get their own equipment design, but they will be added to the game, like in the roster and as a ghost. So you will be seeing Stinger occasionally in the missions mode from now on. So we hope you guys enjoy your time with him. The next one we had another category called the made to order category. In this category, the theme was to make a mass-produced Archangel that you would see fielded solely in missions mode. So you'll see multiples of this design because they're supposed to represent like basic soldier units, or at least a squad of units rather than specialized one specialized Archangel or one specialized like ace pilot. So the winner of this category is actually Schneesturm. So this is Schneesturm, and Schneesturm will have a new part designed, even though he's using all like premium equipment. It's probably the shield that isn't premium, so I think that might be the one that'll have a new design. The second place winner is the Talon, which is interesting because you'll have to fight multiple enemies with nuclear missiles on their back. So it might be really dangerous to fight these guys. The dual shotguns also make them really threatening. I can already see problems if you engage them up close. So it'll be very interesting seeing multiple talents and like Schnee's terms. Papa's bodyguard. Having multiple Schnee's terms would be very interesting. Uh, but yeah, I'm a little concerned because this one uses it's multiple archangels with the nuke on their back. Schnee's term actually matches a lot of the current grunt units of Montaglion. So it'll be interesting seeing a Stalwalder version of a Montaglion grunt. So that's the Schnee's term and that's the Talon. Those are the new grunts that will be added to missions mode. Schnee's term will have a new design made for one of its parts or weapons. We're just waiting on the winner. We'd like to congratulate those who won Fashion Fight 2019. Actually, two of these, sorry, both second place winners actually belong to the same community member. He's actually well known, Maple. Congratulations, Maple. And he made both the Talon and the Stinger. The designer of the Schnee's term, first place for the Schnee's term for the made to order category is Ethereal, and yeah, I actually notified them. I just want to congratulate them on air. And Scarab Guard was designed by the one of our artists. Like he's been helping us since like 2017, maybe earlier. I'm not sure anymore. It's been a while, guys. Rocky Hero. He's actually, I think he has his own Twitter. You guys can look him up if you want. Rocky Hero made Scarab Guard first place winners. So those are your winners for Fashion Fight 2019. It was a very hard fight, and actually, I would say that there were for per category there were like five, because I posted the poll results for a while. There were like five, like half of the roster were neck and neck with each other before. Two of them, like Scarab Guard, Scarab Guard has such a big difference in terms of votes. You can check our tweet. We actually have it on our Twitter page. Follow us on at play_archangel. You can see how the poll ended up finally. But these are the rest of the finalists. Lepus Cornutus. This is by Enma State, if I remember correctly. He's a Japanese fan of ours. And Scarab Guard by Rocky, Nirshni by Ethereal, same one who made Schnee's term. Messerschmitt, I'm trying to remember, I'm sorry guys. AGQS, Stellar Impulse, I think it was Oblivion Doll. Popstar, Ace, who's a streamer in the Philippines, if I remember correctly. Stinger by Maple, False Philosopher, Elosako. Stab Puncher by Fear. I'm trying to remember. Cool Cop by Miku Sim. He was trying to beat Bad Cop. It's actually a meme during Fashion Fight. They were trying to replace Bad Cop. Cool Cop actually does look cool, to be honest. Miku Sim made that. Sim, of course, was one of our ex devs. Whatever he's doing now, I hope he's doing well. Eagle Interceptor. Actually, this is where my memory gets blurry. I'm sorry, guys. False Philosopher. Oh, sorry, I'm done with that. Cool Cop, Eagle Interceptor, Montaglion Kaiser. This was really good. Schnee's term was made by Ethereal, the same one who made Noishni. Grunt 1. This is the pigeon. It was a Spaghetti family grunt unit, and it looks the part. It was made by Placido Penitente. Talon was also by Maple. Okay, these are fan favorites. I wanted to post all of it, but I actually haven't finished the slideshow with all the different submissions for Fashion Fight. There were a lot of submissions, guys. T4K Type 3DA and T4K Type 3DA Kowasu were actually made by the same guy. I'm just trying to remember his screen name. Yeah, Sandru. And I think he posted it on the Steam like art and screenshots page. And Enma State, like I said, one of our Japanese followers actually shared it on Twitter. And you guys should see the pictures he posted. I'm gonna try and look for it in the background. But they were they're really something. Like they came with like an info box and everything. So T4K Type 3DA is actually the grunt version, and 3DA Kowasu is like the commander version of the T4K Type 3DA. So as you can see, the 3DA doesn't have the Hatajirushi backpack. It literally just has that fist. The Kowasu has both and a backpack. So it really feels like they're from a squad. Sadly, they didn't get top votes, so too bad. Maybe next time, Sandru. But people really loved your stuff. Desert Hawk was actually also made by Maple because people were allowed to repeatedly submit, and we were supposed to grade the top 10 out of all the submissions for public voting. Papa's Bodyguard was made by Mikusim, and Chuanbo Shujian, I'm not sure about if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is also by Mikusim. This was supposed to be a ship destroyer in Chinese, if I remember correctly. Papa's Bodyguard was a Spaghetti family unit. It's supposed to evoke the Bruiser kind of like mafia bodyguard look, and I think it did well in that regard. And we have Max Lot 21, owned by no one, and Eagle Man. Those two are not part of Fashion Fight 2019. They're not the finalists. But there you go, guys. I'd like to thank everyone who joined Fashion Fight 2019. I'm really sorry I couldn't get the the slideshow up for this Wednesday Warzone. We actually had a lot of stuff to handle in the past week, especially with Fashion Fight 2019 ongoing, and actually in the past few weeks we had issues with like I said, with technical issues with streaming. Right now I'm actually seeing a technical issue. I'm not sure why the frame rate is so low. This didn't happen before, basically. So yeah, this Wednesday Warzone was actually a miracle. Yeah, we joked that talking about a Wednesday Warzone would jinx it because there were like 5 weeks in a row, if I remember correctly. 5 weeks in a row where we couldn't have Wednesday Warzone. And I'm glad to see you guys are all here. I'm actually gonna look at your questions now and see if I can answer them. So, first, second lag, hello, lag, frame drops noticeable. Is your laptop lagging or the stream? It's a stream. I'm not sure why. I think it's the internet, but that shouldn't be it. Let me just move my stuff closer. Okay, now it's smooth. Will campaign have difficulty settings? Finding it a bit easy now that I dropped the railgun. We'll see in the future. Right now, campaign's difficulty is based solely on your equipment, how upgraded your equipment is, the best upgraded Archangel in your garage, and how many turns have elapsed since you started the campaign. Because the campaign always starts at like a level 1 difficulty, and then we randomize it, so you'll occasionally get level 3s and level 5s. Those levels actually directly modify mission parameters, so we don't want to go into detail with that too much. Let's just say we have our own system for determining how much enemies appear, how much time. Let's just say the levels affect those things, like how many enemies appear, how much time you have to fulfill objectives, and how much how much points you need to accumulate for what do you call this? Oh my gosh, for point capture missions. There we go. So say for area control missions, exactly, and how many allies you have in safeguard. Those are determined by the level. The level actually indicates difficulty. But yes, we will see if in the future we can modify the difficulty for missions mode. Possible switch port. Not at this time. I'm not sure if we can promise that. But yeah, it was an option in the past. We'll explore it when that time comes. Custom cutscene contest. I'm not sure how to do that. Will you guys make a video? That might be fun. I do want to see if we have animators among our fans. I want to know more about how the ghosts can get some unique voices and story bits. Firebrand is serious business. I want to know more about the man on fire. Yeah, Firebrand actually was like, let's make a guy who likes to set things on fire. He just wants to see the world burn, and I like how he's leaving such an impact on our players. Oh wow, that neck looks gorgeous. The axe guy. Yep, that's Scarab Guard. Waifu time. Waifu time. I'm not sure where the waifu time is. A hornet based mech. Yeah, Stinger seems to be like a hornet or bee shaped mech. K plus shield new fashion meta. Tag me on gun. Rip steampunk bunny. You were great. Yeah, there were a lot of stuff I wish also made in the Chuni. They meant I voted for the Hawk. F for Bunny and Hawk. Shout outs to the females who voiced the female parts in the voice logs. It's only one female. She's a really skilled voice actress, I swear. Will the campaign difficulty spike up depending on the number of campaign and new game plus runs? Actually, no. Right now, no. It depends solely on what your. Let's just say campaign resets back to zero. If you're carrying over your best mech from your previous run, it then gets modified by then. For now, that's the system. We'll see about adding like increments of +1 on the start. So the back defense weapon, not yet. I'm sorry, and we don't have the back weapon to show yet. We just released like 2 new weapons to public, so it might be a while, especially since we have single player stuff. I was told to show off the soft lock changes, so I guess I'll show them off. Wait, I'll choose a good one. I'll use Emma States. I'm sorry guys for the guys I forgot your names. I'll make up for it later. I put everyone. I didn't put names in the. I didn't put names in the actual like what do you call this? The actual contest because I wanted it to be anonymous. I left it up to the people if they wanted to shill or get others to vote. Because we just want more people looking at the game. That's actually what the contest is. So there it is. Oh wow, look at that. Taunting while falling. Okay, there you go. So the new soft lock changes. I know there are people who were saying that it feels weird. So now it moves like unlock, but your lock on literally sticks to one guy. And when you actually attack, let's say I go to that guy. Oh, I have a shield on my right hand. It's so strange. Okay. So I'm actually locked on, but I'm free to move around. And when I actually attack, that's the only time I actually point at them. So that's our new lock on soft lock system. It's like moving around unlocked, but your reticule is on a target. Of course, you don't have the advantage of what do you call this of knowing the state with the reticule, knowing the state, because the reticule actually indicates the state if the enemy is iframing, if he's under some kind of like that one. If he's under some kind of defensive state. Man, I'm losing to a basic horde enemy. Sorry, Enma. Okay, you don't actually get to see if the enemy is using a defensive state, an iframe state. You also don't like that because I got confused moving around. I'm moving around unlocked. You don't actually move relative to your enemy target, so you're actually free to kind of look around and do things. It's a change to the current one because the current one actually uses the what do you call this? It actually uses the relative movement that you get when you're hard locked on to an enemy. So what we did was we made it. Oh wow! So we made it so that your movement is unlocked, but when you attack, you start behaving as if you're locked on. So it's useful if you just want to fly around. If you want to lock on to someone, just yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. See, so I'm actually not. Basically, you just have to trust that you're locked on to someone, and you can move it around freely. So there you go. It's still something being adjusted, but at least we wanted to give people the freedom of unlock movement while maintaining a sort of lock-on system. It'll differentiate from like there. Suddenly my movements all relative. It's the Garrison Archangel we all know and love. So it gives you options, especially if there are many different enemies. You want to kind of have the option to maintain your maximum movement speed because you always move forward in whatever direction you press if you're unlocked. So you maintain your mobility, but you still get to point at the enemy and shoot. So that's what the new soft lock is like. That was pretty cool. Okay, that looked like an anime game. Okay, so you'll get some interesting shots like oh. You get some pretty interesting shots like this. Oh. Like I'm not like what do you call this? I'm not limited by the relative movement. It's really good for zoners now that I look at it. Look at me, I'm just flying around and just reloading and changing targets. Okay, switch. Yeah, so gives you more options to the game. And as you can see, when I do melee, I still do lock on to the target. So it'll be good for people who want to have their mobility, especially with the bigger maps. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure, this might change PvP forever. Oh my gosh, the range meta is gonna be so strong. Yeah, that's one of the changes we're planning to do. As you can see, I'm just maintaining distance because I have maximum mobility. But yeah, that's the new lock-on system. Just kind of line up everyone. Just kind of line up everyone and then just shoot them. This will be very useful for range builds. But if you're like a melee guy, you want to stay locked on to one guy. Like I said in the Steam discussion, I was actually discussing why the lock-on system is like that. If an enemy actually is like a god mode AI, like one of the players said, they actually have many ways to thwart you. Even if you're locked on to them, they can like dash right through your attacks and iframe through it, or use a guard attack like this. This one gives you guard frames. You're basically immune to damage during the animation. So hard lock on is useful for those cases, and Soft lock, I can see now it's really good for. I'm just gonna fly away. No man, leave me alone. Then, oh, what am I doing? Bye bye. Ah, missiles. So yeah, these are new stuff you can hope to see in the future update. We're actually doing hot fixes for the game. Like I said, the beauty of this soft lock system is you have full mobility. It's just that you have to like kind of maintain people on your screen, maintain your targets on the screen, but you feel more like a high mobility mech. Since enemies chase you, it feels like a high speed chase. It's pretty cool actually. So yeah, I can't wait for this. Now that I've shown you guys, I hope you guys are excited to try this out in the actual game. Yeah, people are already saying zoner racing. That's right. That's actually it. Can you imagine zoners in PvP doing this? It's gonna be hell keeping up with them. Speed meta is gonna come back, I swear. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, Garrison Archangel is transforming every day. Uh, and yeah, we just want to make it the definitive like mech game. But at the same time, we're not just trying to be like copies of Gundam versus Gundam, Virtual On, or AC. We want to be our own kind of thing. So we're combining all the things we like. We're changing up things. We're changing up things. Well, I did my best. But that was a lot of fun. I want to try anti-speed meta. Yeah, people will be using homing missiles now. I can already foresee it. Anyways, looks like fire missiles got even better with that lock-on mode. Glad I have level 10s. Those transitions from soft lock to hard lock available, even though the target can be seen in front of the screen due to avoiding them. Yes, you can actually shift to hard lock mode and then it'll basically move you towards the target. But wait, let me try that if it behaves that way. It should behave like that. As long as you don't move your camera, the target won't change. Hello, Emma State. Hello, Emma State. I was using your stuff. It was pretty cool. This is a left-handed machine. Okay, so I'm gonna use soft lock, get it off screen. Yeah, I was locked onto that guy, right? Oh no, it doesn't. It's I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I don't know if we can do that transition because the activating any of the lock on modes looks for the nearest enemy to the center of your screen. So that's what you'll see. So now, yeah, you have. I've shown two ways to play the game. If you want to become like a zoner who's constantly looking at their back, or if you want to be like you want to play this like if you want to play this like Dynasty Warriors and just slap everyone, you also have that option. I would recommend Dominus. I didn't know the Dominus would be so good in missions mode. I did not foresee that. But like I said in the past, we actually have not fully updated the upgraded versions of all weapons. Certain melee weapons will actually gain bigger hitboxes in their upgraded versions. So stuff like the axe and the scythe, the blue striker, might actually have a longer range than their level 1 version. We'll also have a balance pass in the future, especially given how certain weapons are meant to be upgraded in single player mode. We might actually balance the level 1 versions for the sake of PvP, like make them weaker because of their stronger versions in missions mode, and of course we might make certain weapons stronger. There are people who have been pointing out certain weapons like the flamethrower, the alternative fire of the flamethrower, which is like napalm, isn't very strong for what it does. So there will be changes for that. I know we haven't had a real like PvP tournament in a while, but given the new systems we're introducing to the game, I think you guys need time to study. I look forward to this new update, which will be releasing soon. So, yeah, here. Shout out. So the back defense weapon, nope. Don't do APCC just yet. Yeah, APCC will take a while. Don't worry. Soft lock has no tracking. No, as I showed, whenever you attack, it starts tracking. You guys at TGS, no confirmation yet. I just want to say that TGS actually sends out invitations somewhere in July. We'll see. We will see about signing up. We'll see if we can get in as like last time. Oh, I recognize you. Oh yeah, yeah. Enma State is one of our Japanese fans, Jason. Hello, Enma. Yep. Finally made it to one of these things. Yes, yes, you finally made it. Hello, Jason Sowell. Okay, will there be stationary targets? Yeah, we'll be adding those in the future, especially for certain game modes where you're supposed to deal damage. They will be targets you want to hit repeatedly, like oil, like defense fixtures, cargo, radar sites. There'll be stuff like that in the future. Oh boy, zona racing. I'd have to go full speed. Hook or some CC to balance this out. Yeah, as you know, we have status effects in the game already, right? So yeah, we might add slow. Railgun tank builds. Hello. Nearest to the center, but now also factors. Yep, like I said, it's nearest to the center and to you. Dominus and barrier. Railgun always misses though. The AI is really good at dodging the railgun. Sorry, we decided to do that. Yep, Emma is that guy. Kiko B. Well, at least you can still do that soft lock and hard lock quick transitions for nerfs. Tap and shield. Zoners lack anti-tower shield. Yeah, they don't. They usually don't have a lot of stability damage for dealing with shields, unless they somehow have a turret or something. But it's kind of rare. I think rapid missiles and shotguns or can deal with TS, but not all the time. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the soft lock. That's to come. It's not yet in the game. I just showed it off. I'm actually excited. I want to see what kind of strategies people will do. Please do share your videos and your, especially in our Steam discussion. There are new people posting every day, making their comments about the new missions mode. I know a lot of you guys have actually been playing missions mode since it was in preview. It would be nice if you could like talk with them, leave your like comments, maybe talk about the game, show off your own like skills and your builds. Sleipnir actually made a new thread in general discussions for Steam, talking about the new talking about like showing off or talking about how to play the game. It'll be good if you guys also contributed to that. Oh, I am forgetting Discord. Let us check Discord. Okay, first, time for general questions. Yes, this is Maple. I know most answers too, but I want to get others informed of. What is the release schedule looking like right now for any new maps, music, weapons, reskins? Okay, for the weapons, we'll first be completing all the upgraded versions of the the back and hand weapons because we just completed the shoulder weapons. That was actually an oversight on our part. We actually missed a lot of weapons. There were a lot of weapons that did not have upgraded versions, base versions of weapons. So we're actually gonna clear that first. We're aiming to complete that by end of July, and after that we might introduce the new back weapon, and that might be our last. Sadly, that might be our last new equipment for a while. The new back weapon is a shield generator. We'll see if we can put that in this month. The shield generator will operate similarly to the Hata Jirushi and the Eagle Hawkeye sensor system. How many endings will campaign have once it is? Oh wait, sorry. So those are for the weapons. For July, you can look forward to the completion of all the upgraded weapons. Uh, we will add the last weapon in a while, for a while. The last new weapon system for a while, which is the team shield generator, which will basically give everyone a 10% defense buff for everyone. New maps. For new maps, we don't have any planned right now. That might change in the future. We will be adding new fixtures for maps. Like I said, there will be static targets. You might have new like radar site like radar fixtures, radar sites, command vans, silos, cargo vans, cargo containers. Those might become targetable like mission objectives that you have to either defend or destroy. So reskins. The reskins we'll be doing are first for the Fashion Fight 2019 winners, and we can only begin work once they send us the actual design. After that, new reskins for we will be adding new reskins for weapons who don't have reskins yet. These are particularly the new weapons like the Agimat Barrier and the Vajra Cannon, which don't have reskins just yet. For companies that don't have a lot of premium items, so Maaga might get a whole slew of new weapons soon. So that will be in August. In August, we'll also start introducing the new story missions, by the way. So the new story missions will be for the factions. Right now, the only story missions in the game is the neutral default ending on turn 50. So how many endings will campaign have once it is finished? We want to have 6 campaign endings. 1 for each of the major factions, including Piedrana. So that's Imperial Legion, Ducaron, Sunfield Frontier, and Piedrana, and then the 2 neutral endings. However, each faction will have a Paragon mission, although it does not translate to an ending. You will get the Paragon rank and you will unlock new cosmetics. What those cosmetics will be, we won't reveal just yet. But let's just say it's stuff we haven't messed with for a while. So they won't be parts with mechs. What weapons and maps maybe we be able to expect in the near future? Like I said, it's gonna be the missing upgrades for shoulder and back weapons. Maps, like I said, might just be modified with fixtures that are destructible and mission related to the missions. Any word on venues or PvP tournaments since Cosmic Clash ended? Sadly, no. I would like to. I would like to. I will just update you guys when something changes. There are some places we're looking at, but like I said, because we're a small indie studio, we can only do it locally. So it's gonna be in the Manila area. We can't even go like to the lower archipelagos. I know there are guys who wanted us to go to certain cons and events in the lower, in like Visayas and Mindanao, but we can't even go there. But we'll see if that changes. I mean, we did get to TGS, and we'll see about getting to TGS again this year. So next is any word on when the balance month may come? We will have it. We'll have it in August as well. We just want to complete all the pending stuff, like the missing weapons and stuff. The balance month might be a little slow because we'll be balancing also in context of single player mode. There are certain weapons in single player mode that are really strong, like the Dominus. Dominus barrier is almost a must-have. Barrier really protects you when the enemies pile on you, and you just want to get away and receive minimal damage. There are weapons that need to be like priced higher, so that's also going to be one of the things we're going to balance, like the pricing in the stores. So next, any indie team ups or cross promotions floating around? None yet, but we'll see about that. I heard public release might be slow while the team focuses totally on campaign. Any more info? Actually, we're already focusing on campaign. This public release took like a month and a half, if I remember correctly, since our last public release. So we are in that mode. We are in campaign mode, and public releases might be far and few between. The next public release might be when we complete all the like story missions, and I'm seeing like September. That might be in September. It might be farther down the line. So there's that. Thoughts on Fashion Fight? It was great. A lot of people had really cool designs. I went and showed them off earlier. Like I said, it's a shame that certain builds didn't make the top 10. Yeah, I sorry I didn't get to make that slideshow like we did last year. There was a lot of cool submissions. Like I said, like Sandrew, the guy made the T4K Type 3DA stuff. His stuff is really funny. I think you can see it in Steam screenshot. Yeah, there was really a lot of cool ideas here. I might actually make a monthly like just submit your archangels if you want them to become ghosts, and then put some lore and what factions you want to put them in. Or maybe I'll say that this faction is lacking ghosts. Decide a ghost for this faction, and then we'll pick. Our internal team will pick the ghosts from the submissions, just so people have community. The community has some activities per month. What's your favorite mecha anime and non-mecha anime, and why? I hate this question. Whenever someone asks me what's my favorite mecha anime, I'm like 30 minutes. I am thinking what's my top 10, and I can't even decide what my top 1 is. Like, I love Gunbuster, I love Evangelion. No, Evangelion, I just love it because, it was my childhood. Gunbuster was good. Gaogai Gar, Gurren Lagann. Gundam 00 is still one of my favorite Gundams of all time, although I didn't like the second season. Char's Counterattack has a special place in my heart because it was made on the year of my birth. There is so much out there. I can't like rank them top 1. And then you have the other ones like Escaflowne. I really like Escaflowne. I like Rasefon too. I actually like the obscure one, Argento Soma. I actually like that, and I like Full Metal Panic. It's just so hard for me to like decide. I even like if it's just mecha, I like the designs of Muv-Luv, even though it's like an eroge. It's like an H game. If there are kids here, I guess don't search for it on the internet. Basically, yeah, I have a hard time with the mecha anime. For non-mecha anime, I guess JoJo is the easy answer. No, I'm actually also very seasonal. I tend to forget stuff because every new season I watch a new anime. But recently I just watched like 1 or 2 anime per season. One of the animes I like this season, like it's a really good adaptation of the manga, would be Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's really good. Demon Slayer. I actually like the studio UFO table because I also like how they did Fate Zero, and Fate Unlimited Blade Works was also well done, at least visually. And the new Fate Heaven's Feel movies, they're actually pretty good. As you can tell, I'm actually a Fate fan, but let's not talk about that on air. But yeah, there's your answer. My favorite mecha anime, I have no idea. I love too many of them. I don't know how to rank who's top. Maybe for easy sake, I'll say Evangelion because for the memes and because it's like one of my earliest childhood mecha animes. Actually, my earliest childhood mecha anime would be Daimos. Daimos, the Tosho Daimos would be my earliest. That's my first like real mecha anime. And then Evangelion was my teenager phase. But of course, now that I've seen other mecha anime, Evangelion is It's there. It has its strengths, but it's actually I feel like it's a bit overrated. But it's still in my top 10. Uh, so there's that. And then for non-mecha anime, I'll just say JoJo because I like the manga. But for this season, Kimetsu no Yaiba is looking really strong. Fate Zero's anime adaptation is also really good. I'm actually a Fate fan, like I said. So there, that's the answer to that. Also, plug need for voice work again. That was a question. Okay. Actually, I'd like to thank our voice actress, Ain Chilada. She's actually a co-worker of mine previously, and she actually did all the female voices of the game. As you can see, as you can hear, there are actually different versions of the female voice. One like normal, like young woman's voice, young to middle-aged woman's voice, and one that's a high-pitched anime heroine voice, and they're both done by her. So I'd like to say she's really good. I'm a little proud that I got her. So thanks, Ain Chilada. And for anyone who wants to just add grunt voice work, we're actually open to getting amateurs to help out because a lot of the voice work in the game is actually just done by the community and by people. Actually, there's someone who sent me voice work. I just haven't opened the email yet. I'll get back to you. I forgot your name. I'll get to it after this video. So, yeah, I'm actually accepting voice work and putting them into the game, especially for mission mode, just so the game sounds like it has a diverse cast of pilots and people types. Like I said, it would be nice if you had a different like kind of accent, but at the same time we have to balance that with like the understandability of whatever you send. So anyway, it's just like a pass. I'll just confirm with you if I have problems with your voice submission, but generally we just put them in the game. If you listen to horde mode, we actually put all the voices submitted in horde mode, and there's a lot of memes in there that are funny and references. Actually, we should also update horde mode. There are people asking to like separate the serious stuff from the horde mode stuff. While it is a welcome idea, I'm not sure. I do like the idea of once in a while of most of the time you have serious stuff and then you get the reference once or twice, so it sticks with you. So we'll see about that. Maybe we can make the horde mode just like all memes and references, and then missions mode has all the serious voices. So there's that. Screen bonding. In hindsight, maybe I should have shown my art to everyone to help with the shield. Yes, you should have. You should have. It was a strong point. Even Enma shared your stuff. Is the soft lock rework gonna be out on public? We'll release it first in public. Yeah, 400 plus. Yeah, we actually have 400 plus voices right now, and half of them are female. That's how much voice work Ain Chilada did for us, and I'm really thankful to her for that. So, yep, there was that many voices. Okay, sorry, I was looking strictly at the Discord. I'll catch up with it. When do we get to fight the CEOs of the megacorps? Not all of them are Archangel pilots, okay? Maybe one of them is. I think it's the Bleeding Edge one who is a mecha pilot. Let's. So, yeah, zoners. Sorry, I cannot speak English in real time quickly. Don't worry, Emma. Your contributions are we like your like contributions in Twitter. It's actually pretty fun seeing you post. Might be a stretch for the gut boss fight, Alex and Rose. Okay, swarms are pretty good against DS. Yeah, swarms deal much damage against DS. Ego as senator. No, he's not. The Ego CEO is not that kind of guy. Not really by themselves though. Okay. Yeah, the swarm missiles are pretty good against tower shield because if the tower shield guy stays in place, which he's bound to do, he'll probably eat all the missiles. So and the swarm missiles deal a lot of damage. So giant tank boss, please unshaft. Every 10 turn, I suggest placing bosses like every 10 turns of the campaign. It is a bit tiring just waiting for the APL to come. We will actually be making story mode, story missions where you fight the bosses. I will see about making bosses that sometimes come out like procedurally. We'll see about that, but that might take some time. We'll see how feasible that is. So hope that new weapon can make it, especially with that range buff. Yeah. Just a slight suggestion for Tatzel worm cannons. Can you make them more like the old battleship guns? They don't really feel impactful. Maybe make both guns fire at a time while adding a big bam. Okay. I kind of like how they fire like anti-air cannons. That's actually what we're going for, the anti-air alternating fire. Snowy city map for a map suggestion over there. That's a good suggestion. We'll see. Russian city map motif thingy. We do the Russian Medvedev map is that what looks like a dark silo. That's the Medvedev map. We might while it would be nice to have a snow map on Baja Secunda, we don't have any snow biomes, so that may change. Okay. We'll see about adding a snow map, but it might not be tied specifically to Medvedev. It still has to be on Baja Secunda. I just realized all my training with this game was on PC. The moment I tried controller, everything went to hell. Yeah, it's really a different feeling. Another question, will we get a character sprite drawing contest? That's a good suggestion. I will see if we can do that. That might be a timely suggestion. Oh, nice. Actually, I think Emma State would win it all. That we'll see. I would like what I would actually like is to have all the artwork of the game. I would like it if we could put it in the game like a gallery. Like these are the fan art made for Garrison, Archangel. But I don't know if you guys are okay with that. I that's just something I was thinking in my head. Kind of loses the special feel if there's a bunch of ghosts, unless a random few are picked for each campaign run. The ghosts actually come from pools. Like if you will fight Shenji, they have Shenji aligned ghosts. You won't fight Eagle aligned ghosts if you make an enemy of Shenji. So the ghosts you encounter depend on which factions you make enemies of. Jason ghosts are random. Plenty of them kind of make sense. The map idea. Forest would be cool too. Robot animation is interesting. Yes, it is. Anyways, well, I'm banned to make more. Vol, you're banned from making more because the character roster, I explained this, a high percentage of the character roster is actually yours. H games, oh no, might have to omit a few anime to preserve company image. Daimos. Yeah, no, the question asked me was my personal favorite anime. It wasn't like, what anime did you use to make Garrison Archangel? Then I would say I used all the mecha anime. I took inspiration from all the mecha anime and even Western literature because you don't see a lot of interstellar megacorps. I think that's the only time you see that is in Macross. But even in Macross, they're not really at war with each other. So even our setting's kind of unique. Eva's a bit overrated. Which JoJo part? My favorite JoJo part is actually in the manga. It hasn't been animated yet. But JoJo 5 is pretty well done. The fifth part, the animation is pretty well done. My favorite in the manga is part 7, the Steel Ball Run. Okay, so all I am here is choosing Umaru-chan and Konosuba for my non-mecha anime. Yeah. Everyone's talking about Konosuba in the comments. Okay. This is your fault, Maple. Stop talking about weeboo stuff. I'm kidding, don't worry. Emma, you should submit some lines. Okay. And you should submit some lines. Yeah. Legit Japanese lines would be nice. Legitimate Japanese voice work. Because I have Japanese voice work, but I put it in Horde. Because it's. I'm not even sure if it sounds correct. Danger room type theme. Half the game's lines with one person. Got to go. Thanks for streaming and have a good day. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, Giant Archangel would be cool. We'll see about Giant Archangel. See you, Jason. For the sound, the hand missiles are squeaky. Yeah, we'll try to change that. There are people who are saying the sound is squeaky. Makes 3D. Was the bug ghosts having the same color as the factions fixed? We're actually still investigating that. It doesn't happen 100%. That's why it's hard to fix. That was a bug. It was just to help show which faction it belonged to. Yeah, we can say that if we can't find out the issue. Oh, he's pretending to be the faction that hired him. So yeah, we're investigating that. It's just not 100%, so we're still seeing that. Shoulder upgrades. Oh yeah, the missing shoulder upgrades like we said, there were missing shoulder upgrades in the game that, like we said, there were missing upgraded versions of certain weapons and parts. So we actually added them to the game now. Wait, no, wait, that was wrong. Mission fashion. Okay. Mission fashion. I won't mess with that. I will mess with this. Shoulder parts. So the Longlin armor didn't have upgrades. You can get them now. Oh no. Okay, so there we go. So the Sidewinder thrusters became huger, and hugerer. And yeah, there's more stuff to see. Trailblazers. Then illusion thrusters, yeah, they also have their upgrades. Chill, yep, and then okay, yeah, and then the old classics which we had. Tiango missiles didn't have upgrades, so there's this stuff to look forward to. We didn't have that in the previous builds. We're slowly catching up to the missing weapons. We had the Agimat barrier. Zikanil Pillarina is a premium. Obolochka had, yep. Scatterguns, oh yeah, huge. Look at all those pellets. It's like, yeah. So you can see the new upgrade parts. They're basically huger versions of previous upgrades. So there. I'm still waiting for my Wyatt family Archangel. Oh man, Archangel in the arena, damn it. It's already one thing that we're referencing Weeboo stuff. Now we're actually referencing wrestling stuff. All right. Wyatt family. We'll see about that because we have several edgy archangels already. They can probably be a stable. I do want to really separate the arena only archangels because they have their own like show story. Like they have their own like version of kayfabe in the Archangel universe. And then ghosts actually have their own rivalries and the real battlefields. And so if you're a fan of Arena Archangel, you know Mr. Surprise isn't a real like ghost. But he has rivalries with Randoom, and he used to be part of a big stable of Arena Archangels, and that's why he's called Mr. Surprise, because they took their names from elements. So there's like Master Silver, there's the Golden King, and then the element he chose was the element of surprise. So no, I just forget that lore. That was stupid. But anyway, yeah, that is. We do want to have like a story mode for arcade arena. That's really like like a silly kayfabe version of the ring, like ring drama. And then the single player missions mode is like the serious side of Archangels. That's what happens in the battlefields. It's the politics and the actual like fighting with massed military weapons. That's the stuff you see in the missions mode. We get to crush some filthy pirates. Yes. Is there a pirate corsair faction with its own junk Archangel in the works? There is a pirate corsair faction. There are also a bandit faction, and that's the Spaghetti family. But they've grown so much that they don't only do banditry and piracy. They also do other rackets, and they need muscle. So that's why you have the occasional ghost doing things for them, especially if their targets are military, like paramilitary groups owned by one of the major factions. And you can fight them. They're actually like the separatists. They don't have any alliances with any imperial subject faction. They're not even allied with the separatists, so they'll occasionally fight the rebels as well. So there's that. Do we get to crush filthy pirates? Like I said, you can fight them. You can fight them, you can join them. It's up to you. Anyway, that's it. I really initially thought the Gorgonauts are a pirate faction. For the sake of the story of Baja Secunda, I couldn't make them a faction. But they are part of the rebels, and they are hireable by the rebels and the Spaghetti faction. You guys have a waypoint gate thing stage in the works? Right now we don't have any space stages, but that might change in the future, especially given how some stories will go. But we'll see. We'll see anything if we'll have an opportunity to make a waypoint gate. That would require like a zero gravity map. The closest thing we have to that is Shaft, so we'll see about translating that to an open area space map. And I think that's it. It's been 1 hour, guys, so I think we can end on this note since all I'm doing is answering questions. Lines. Well, better take some VA lessons to change my accent. I do want people to keep their accent, like I said, so it's different. So you can have like different people, like it's a diverse cast of people with different voices. Even though it's amateur, as long as they sound different, I just want something like that. And also, we can just brag to people that this is the voices here are the voices of our community. These are people who bought the game and are fans of the game enough to like join our community activities. Yep, the space map we'll see in the future. Let's just say there's a story mode mission that might need the stage to be set in space. So, but we'll see if we can do that with our current movement systems. So, any last questions? Last questions. By the way, whomever designed Stellar Impact has a good eye. I think I voted for him. You heard that, Oblivion? No. Yeah, his original submission was in SD. It was in SD mode. Let me type it so you can. Yeah, this was how it originally looked when he submitted to us. When he submitted a screenshot to us, he made he made the he made AGQS Stellar Impulse look like this. So it was really cute. And then when we rendered it in full size, it still looked pretty cool. So I'm surprised he didn't actually make top 2 at least. It's a pretty good design. It looks like something straight out of an anime designed to sell toys. So and SD mode, if you guys don't know, is a special cheat we made for one of our earliest like Halloween community things. So you just have to type in 47 rivers in the main menu screen, and it just gets reset when you exit the game actually. So I think I can end on this because I have to exit the game to reset it, and I think no one else has any more questions. Preset specific voices. We'll see in the future. We need voice actors if they want preset specific voice, like actual people who will say, "I want to voice the pilot of this guy from now on." We'll need people like that, and we'll need it for all the ghosts and all the presets if we're gonna do something like that. So I'm gonna say I'm not sure if we can do that. What we can do in the future is like have of a pool of voices, and then when certain presets appear, they just select from that pool of voices, like the anime heroine voice, the young woman voice, or Paolo, or one of Maple's different voices. Actually, uh, some of you have submitted really a lot of voices, and I'm really thankful for that. And actually, yeah, if you guys can send more, we'll just add them to the game. If it's a reference, we'll put it into horde mode, just so horde mode sounds alive. It has a lot of people in it. I could voice Leak and Arc. Of course, you made them. Yeah, I can't wait to have an Archangel Nemesis Shadow War style, on even on some minor level. I hope he's not some filthy zoner though. Might take a while though. And me for jailbird. Okay, we have people who want to voice their own mech. All right. I mean, let's see. We'll see if we can do that. I'll might be good though. We'll see if we can do that. With there's still a lot to do for single player. The priority here actually would be the ghosts. At least have a one-liner assigned to every ghost. We'll see about for the presets in arcade, in the arena, or maybe the Juice. I don't know. Just go. 39s. Just use Google Translate. Oh my gosh. All right, that's funny. Okay. The Domino Swing back weapon. Will it be a thing? No. We might. The Domino's back weapon was made as a joke by one of our previous devs. We might. It won't do anything. We'll probably make it a reskin if enough people ask for it. So I think that's it. 39 uses Google Translate. I think we have enough. Thank you everyone for listening. I know there were many people waiting for it. I actually see a lot of people watching now. There's like 9 people earlier. Now there's 8. That's actually a lot compared to last time. And I think there'll be a lot more views when we're done with the video. So that was Wednesday Warzone. This was Paolo. And once again, thank you from the Garrison Archangel team. If you don't have the Garrison Archangel game yet and you are just watching, I hope you buy it because right now it's on sale for the Steam Summer Sale at 20% off. And it has the new single player campaign mode and it'll be updated. There are bugs to fix and some mechanics to refine soon. So the game's still in development and whatever you see here may be fixed or changed in the future. So you might want to be part of the decision making process because as you can see in our discussion and Discord and in this video, we actually take suggestions and we take them pretty seriously actually. A lot of the stuff in the game is actually a result of feedback from the players. Like in our original plan, when we made Garrison Archangel, we just wanted it to be like a mecha fighting game. Build a mech, fight your friends, fight them online, fight them on the couch. It was only when people wanted like a real single player experience that we first made Horde mode. Then we eventually made the missions mode, and so far, we have favorable reviews about it, especially from those who played it since the preview days. But it is something we're still continually building up and refining. And we just want to like complete single player mode so that Garrison Archangel is like a complete mecha game for PC. Like you can build your mech, play hours just unlocking all the parts, playing through the different storylines and factions, making rivals, seeing the stuff that the community has made, because a lot of the ghosts are actually community made archangels or champions of previous contests. Uh, yeah, so Garrison Archangel is being developed for has been developed for a while now, and a lot of it also comes from community stuff. Like I was saying earlier, like all the champions and stuff we added to the game. And if you, like I said, while the game's not out yet, while the game's development is not done yet, you might want to have a hand in the development of the game, like adding stuff you like, suggesting stuff you want to see in the game. If any of these people in the comments are any indication, we do listen. So because we want to make like Garrison Archangel the definitive like mecha game for PC, the definitive build your mecha, fight your friends, destroy waves of enemies, become live the mecha anime dream. We just want to make that kind of game. So that's it. That's Garrison Archangel, and this was Wednesday Warzone. And yeah, please do. Next Wednesday, I'll get a better. I think the microphone has a problem actually, and the frame rate's really a thing. We'll try to fix that next Wednesday. Yeah, we'll. I just heard myself slam the table. Sorry. Next Wednesday, yeah, we'll try to fix it. We'll try to be here for next Wednesday Warzone, and yeah. So I think that's it. Let's get a review. Yep, just the bye messages. Yeah, if there's nothing else, that was Wednesday Warzone. This was Paolo, the producer of the Garrison Archangel. From the rest, on behalf of the Garrison Archangel team, all five of us, we'd like to thank you. Of course, and the previous developers and artists of Garrison Archangel. We'd like to thank everyone. We'd like to thank everyone from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us this far. Please do tell your friends and family about the game. And please do continue supporting us and giving us your feedback and reporting bugs so that we can continue to make this game the best mecha game for PC it can be. So with that, Sara, bye bye.